What's good, geeks? I'm Jake. I'm Gen X.
I'm Anna. I'm Gen Z.
And we are Generational Geeks. So today we are doing our first ever story reaction. Yes, we're going to scroll through this.
Headline reaction, article reaction,
yeah,
whatever
we're going to
you
scroll
want to
through
call
this article and we're going to react to what we're reading. And you guys are going to see that reaction. We saw the headline and we decided to do a reaction to it. We have not looked at the article yet. So you will be seeing our initial reaction. You can tell she's happy just from the headline. So, headline, Twitter celebrates Birds of Prey possibly becoming the highest grossing comic book movie of 2020. So before we even get into it, the fact that they could celebrate this being the highest grossing comic book movie of 2020 when
it's
this
because
is...
it came out before movie theaters closed. So of course it's going to be highly grossing in the year that all the movie theaters are closed.
Especially compared to other comic book
yeah
movies. Yeah. And this movie was super hyped. Lots of advertising went into this. You know, they advertised for months prior to it coming out. It released in February, which gave it a good month and a half of being in theaters before they shut down.
Yeah. That's the only reason it's highly grossing, not because it was a good movie.
Can you honestly look me in the eye and tell me that if this was a normal year, Birds of Prey would have made more money than Wonder Woman 1984? I don't think so.
You would be lying to me if you looked me in my face and told me with a straight face that Birds of Prey would gross higher than Wonder Woman. Then you're lying.
And we'll see, because Wonder Woman does come out on Christmas Day. So, there's that.
I'm gonna prove you wrong.
So let's get into the article. Twitter is abuzz today after Warner Media broke the news that every movie slated for 2020 would be released.
2021.
Yeah, 2021 would be released in both theaters and on HBO Max, which we actually talked about in one of our other videos, which link will be in the description. So this caused a whole lot of topics to trend on social media, from the movies in question to the fate of HBO Max and Roku. One surprising movie to become a hot topic on Twitter was Birds of Prey, the DC EU movie starring Margot Robbie. It hit theaters beginning of the year, making it one of the last films to get a full theatrical release in 2020. In fact, fans of the movie are now celebrating the fact it's on its way to becoming a top-grossing comic book movie of the year, which is pretty much the only comic book movie of the year.
Yeah,
with the exception,
was in theaters!
Well, New Mutants was in theaters.
Well, yeah,
but after the
Rona!
After the Rona took full effect and shut everything down, New Mutants came out in August. I know Washington State, or at least part of Washington we live in, you couldn't even go into movie theaters until like September. Maybe October. And now you're back to not be able to go back into them. So, currently Birds of Prey is ranked number 7. Okay, so this is a superhero movie that they're claiming is going to be the highest grossing superhero movie, which normally, in a normal year, superhero movies are the top grossing of the year. This is number 7.
7.
Out of all movies released, this is the 7th in the grossing. So, this ranked number 7 on the worldwide box office list for 2020 after The 800, which I'm not even sure what that is. Bad Boys for Life.
I saw a lot of trailers for that.
I could definitely see. I didn't care for the movie much. I watched it, but being the third installment of Bad Boys, I could see how this would make more money. Sonic the Hedgehog. How long was it in theaters? Not very long, and it still beat out Birds of Prey. Doolittle Legend of...
Tenet, you forgot that.
Oh yeah, Tenet. It ranked under Tenet. And Tenet was poorly received and came out after the Rona. So, all these movies made more money. So, considering that the film had an established overall budget between 82 and 100 million, so double that for promotions, you're looking at almost $200 million. Birds of Prey actually recouped most of its budget in one weekend. Which is why we have to stop considering it a failure and start calling for a sequel. I don't want to see a sequel because this movie was not good enough to see a sequel. I think it will have one, unfortunately, but I don't think it deserves one.
Can we also talk about how Margot Robbie constantly was talking about how she loved the outfit in Birds of Prey so much more because it didn't sexualize her as much. When she was in a crop top and itty bitty shorts again, and in Suicide Squad, she was in a normal t-shirt and itty bitty shorts. So,
due to the pandemic, Birds of Prey ended up having a more successful year than most. You can check out some tweets below from fans of the film who are celebrating its potential claim to be the 2020 comic book movie. We're celebrating its potential claim to the 2020 comic book movie throne. Do you think that in any other normal year this would be even in the top 5 of a comic book? I mean, we probably only had... I'd have to go back and count. We may have only had 4 comic book movies coming out this year, maybe 5. I would highly doubt that this movie would beat out any of those movies being released. Do you think this would have beat out Black Widow?
No!
Wonder Woman? No. Maybe New Mutants.
Maybe.
And they deserve that.
But even New Mutants is better than this film, I think.
I don't know. Maybe. So, alright, here's a tweet. Birds of Prey trending once again. Who cares? Birds of Prey, highest grossing CBM comic book movie of 2020.
No. And it's a Blackpink clip music. I think that's Blackpink. I don't know. Some K-pop band.
So come on, Nico, say shine like the stars.
That's enough of that.
Watch us get copyright claimed.
This person, the way we weren't kidding a year ago when we said Birds of Prey will change movie industry forever.
Yeah, it'll show you what not to do.
The last movie, go ahead.
The last movie that I watched in the cinema was Birds of Prey back in February. I loved it. I'm so sorry.
You want to know what my last movie was? Rise of Skywalker.
So I guess we both watched awful films. Some higher power out there saw how dirty y'all did Birds of Prey and said, actually, this will be one of the highest grossing blockbusters in the next few years.
It's number 7 of this year. Come on.
Haven't tweeted about it in a while, but since I just picked up the 4K of it the other day, casual reminder that Birds of Prey is one of the best comic book movies ever made.
Ever made?
Ever made?
No.
Deserves all the praise it gets, and I'm still hoping we get a sequel or HBO Max show one day. Deserves all the praise.
It deserves all the hatred it gets.
Yeah.
It earned that hatred.
Yeah. Yeah.
If Birds of Prey was the last movie I'll ever see in a theater, I'm totally okay with that. Then you are a sad sack.
The way that Birds of Prey is going to be the highest grossing comic book film of the decade is so iconic. Am I reading that right?
This is the first year of this decade.
Oh, yeah.
But it's not going to be the highest grossing comic book movie of the decade after Wonder Woman comes out. No. This is short-lived, and it's only because of the global pandemic. That's it. Birds of Prey theatrical re-release 22 makeup. You really think this deserves another theatrical release? It doesn't even deserve a sequel.
It doesn't even deserve its first theatrical release, so...
If you hate Birds of Prey, you just don't like fun and female empowerment. No. I like fun.
This right here literally proves that the only reason people like this film is because it stars a woman. Not because the plot is good, which it isn't in the first place. The only reason people saw this movie was because it was marketed with a girl as the main character.
Well, not just the main character.
Oh, well, that doesn't matter.
All characters.
And you know what? The Walking Dead video game series had a girl as the main character, and no one's screaming about her girl power or female empowerment when she's literally one of the sole survivors of the entire Walking Dead game franchise. She's one of the only...
And I haven't played it, but I've heard that's a good game.
She's one of the only characters that went from the first game all the way to the last game and lasted throughout all of it. And she's a girl. But y'all don't hear us yelling about, oh, the only reason that is a good series is because the main character is a female. No, the reason it's good is because it had a good plot. It had emotion. It had character development.
No. Not character development.
We grew attached to these characters. In the very first game, which I'm allowed to say spoilers for that game because it came out in like 2009, when Lee died, I cried. You grow attached to these characters because it's well written, not because of their gender.
I haven't played it yet.
I don't care. My mom cried.
So, in conclusion, I'll let you read this one.
How I Sleep Knowing Birds of Prey became an instant cult classic this year. You're going to sleep horribly then. Because it is not a cult classic. It sucks. It is awful. It is a trash movie. And I don't understand how people can like it. You have a very skewed sense of entertainment if you can sit there and tell me that you actually enjoyed this plotless film.
That's the hot take from Anna. So, tell us in the comments below what you thought of our first article reaction video. I think we'll definitely be doing more of these.
Yes. Tell us if you want us to make a video about every single amazing female character that wasn't franchised as an amazing character just because of their gender, but is an instant classic character because of the way that they were developed in their story and because of the way that they grew as a character and not just because of their gender. We will definitely make a video like that if you guys want to see it.
Make sure you like, comment, subscribe.
Share us with your friends.
I will be linking the other reviews we did for Birds of Prey down below. I'm really hoping this is our last Birds of Prey video.
Obviously, if more news comes out, we will go over it.
We just thought this... I mean, I've seen other stuff come up about Birds of Prey, but this was just so ridiculous in the headline
that we had to make a video about it.
I mean, I just mentioned it to Anna, and she's like, what?
I picked up a dog toy, and I said, this is Twitter, and I threw it at the ground. Scared the dog, scared my mom.
I'm Gen X.
I'm Gen Z.
And we are Generational Geeks.